So in this video I will show you how to eat like a pro. So if you're interested, then stick around. Hi guys, Chris here again. So today we'll be discussing what to eat in order to get big gains. We'll be providing a lot of information here, so please bear with me, and if you do have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I will answer them right away. It's no surprise that getting good at something takes time, dedication, motivation and a lot of planning. And getting big takes a serious amount of time and a serious amount of food. And when I say a serious amount of food, I'm not talking about takeaways here. I'm talking about actually eating proper food. Yes, you're going to get big eating takeaways, but you're also going to get seriously fat as well. That is not something that you are really going to want. So in order to gain good mass, you'll need to consume a large amounts of protein, carbohydrates and dietary fats. So how do I know how much to eat? Well, what I would do is start with downloading an app on your phone called a BMR calculator. That is a basal metabolic rate, and that will tell you, once you've typed in all of your personal details, how many calories you need to eat as a basic level every single day. Once you've input all your data, the app will then give you a number in calories. That number then is the amount of calories, amount of food you need to eat every single day just for maintenance. On top of that number, if you have a job such as I do where I stand up all day and I'm walking around, I would add 500 calories on top of that. Then if you're going to go and train, and you train particularly hard, you want to add another 500 or so on top of that, so you can actually perform your training session to a good standard. So that means you could quite easily come up with a figure of 3,000 calories per day, and that actually seems quite a lot of food, and in reality it is. If you try to eat that in takeaway, you'd probably do it quite easily, but if you then try to eat that in decent quality food, vegetables, pasta and rice, things like that, you're going to struggle a lot, but it's well worth doing because you need that energy, you need that power for your training. So as an example, if I put my information in the calculator, it will come up with around 2,000 calories. So for me, if I was to sit around in bed all day long not moving a muscle, my body would burn 2,000 calories a day doing nothing, which is crazy. But that's not enough for me. I need to add quite a lot more on top of that. So I range between 3,000 and 4,000 calories per day, depending on what time of year it is. So if it's in the summer, I'll probably try and hit 3,000, and if I'm bulking, anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, which is a ridiculous amount of food, and it's quite difficult to eat all that. If your goal is to put on a lot of weight, that's the kind of figures that you'll need to be putting away each day in order to actually provide the body with enough energy to grow and actually perform well. I've been there many times where I've not eaten enough food and I feel terrible, literally absolutely terrible. I feel exhausted, extremely lethargic, and I don't have the energy to do anything, let alone lift. So it kind of comes as no surprise that you need to smash those calories. You need to eat a lot. If you eat a lot, you're going to be able to perform well. You're going to be able to lift more weights, do more reps, and eventually get bigger. And that's the goal. You want to get bigger, so you need to eat more. That's the basic principle to understand here. Once you've got your figures and you know roughly how many calories you need to consume every single day, then you want to split them up over the course of a day. So you're looking around 6 to 8 meals per day, and you want to break them up so you've got 40% of your diet is carbs, 30% will be dietary fats, and 30% is going to be the proteins. The next stage in creating your diet is then to decide what food you're actually going to eat. So I would recommend for breakfast, whole eggs. You can have 3 or 4 eggs. Make sure you eat the yolk as well, together with some kind of carbohydrate. So things like shredded wheat or porridge would be brilliant here. I wouldn't recommend any of the normal cereals because they've got too much sugar in. You want to aim for stuff that only has one ingredient. So both of those cereals have one ingredient and that's it. Don't need to put any sugar on it or anything like that. Just eat those two and that'll be brilliant for breakfast. So after breakfast, leave it about 2 to 3 hours, and then you want to have another meal. Generally you want to aim for a protein again, carbohydrate again, and then some veggies. Your next meal again is going to be some kind of protein, carbohydrates and vegetables. You're looking at probably around lunchtime, so you could then classify that as your pre-workout lunch, and you want to eat that probably around 2 to 3 hours before you actually train. The next meal I would recommend is probably around an hour before you go training, and it's some kind of protein powder and carb powder, or even you can have a weight gain with banana something that's going to digest at a reasonably fast pace and give you some energy, extra energy during your workout. During your workout, make sure you drink plenty of water. You could always have some BCAAs. I could do a video on BCAAs if you would like. That's a good extra bunch of amino acids that you can drink during your workout rather than just water, and it gives it a bit more flavour as well. That will help you a lot during those tough workouts. As soon as you've finished your workout, again, you want to have some kind of shake, protein and carbohydrates. You can get those two in powder form, mix them together, and then you can just drink them straight away as soon as you're finished. Really is the best time to have that, but anywhere up to an hour after you finish training would be the best time for your body to absorb those nutrients. They need it. They kind of act like a sponge and they soak up everything, so you need to have something like that. So the next meal will be your evening meal. So again, very similar to what we've had already, some kind of protein, some kind of carbohydrate and some kind of vegetable in the same proportions as we have already mentioned. And finally, if you really want to bulk up loads, what you can do just before you go to bed is have some more porridge and a couple more scoops of protein powder. You don't have to mix the two together. I separate them out because I don't really want to mix them. I don't like the taste or the texture, but have that as well. What's going to happen overnight is that will digest very slowly. Carbs, particularly in the form of porridge, are a complex carb and they digest very, very slowly over several hours. So that's the perfect thing to have whilst you're sleeping. You're not going to be eating anything. So within sort of 8 hours, they'll be nicely digested and you shouldn't feel that hungry throughout the night. And then when you come to wake up nice and early in the morning, you do it all over again. Eventually you're going to get used to it. It's a serious amount of food. But if you want to get big, that's the kind of idea that you need to be thinking about. Really hammering those calories, eating every 2 to 3 hours. Think big, nice big portion sizes. Obviously think about the calculations that you've done earlier so you don't actually have too much. And then you'll grow. You'll be able to have a lot of energy, a lot of strength, a lot of power for your workouts. And then that will then increase the size of your muscles. As you get stronger, you'll lift more weights, you'll do more reps, and you'll then slowly get bigger and bigger as time goes by. So now guys, you know the basics of getting seriously hench. Get yourselves out there, go to a gym, start lifting some weights, start smashing a lot of food, and then you'll start seeing some awesome results. And then you can thank me for all the yard work. No, I'm only joking. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you do enjoy the videos that I'm producing, similar to this one, please put a comment in the box below. Also, please subscribe to my channel and you'll be able to get a notification when I do release a new one. So again guys, thank you very much for watching and we will see you very soon in the next one.